Some people, they argue that Hadith, they were written down centuries after the Prophet ﷺ passed away. So does it it casts doubt in their heart, like, is it authentic? Was it really preserved? Can we really trust them? What do you have to say about it?
The hadiths were not preserved after the Prophet's death. This is important. It was preserved in two ways. Preservation happens through the Sunnah in two ways. The first preservation was by memory, and the second one was by writing. It was written at the time of the Prophet ﷺ, and it was also memorized at the time of the Prophet ﷺ. There are many extensive evidences that it was written at the time of the Prophet ﷺ and it was memorized. What did the Prophet say to the companion? Uktubu li Abi Shah. The Prophet said, write for Abi Shah. So it was written for him, alayhi salatu wasalam. Ali ibn Abi Talib, when they came to him and they said to him, did the Prophet give you something privately that he didn't share with anybody else? He brought a note out, a paper, and he said that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then he mentioned what was written on there for him. So the Sahabas, they did write things. But if the person is saying, or the question is, books of hadith have been collected and they've been written in the way that they're written now, then yes, of course. But the hadith were written for people. It's just that at the beginning of Islam, the Prophet prohibited the writing of the hadith. He said, لا تكتبوا عني ومن كتب عني غير القرآن فليمحو. Only write the Qur'an. Anybody who's written anything other than the Qur'an, wipe it off. That was the beginning of Islam. After that, he allowed it once the Qur'an settled in the people's hearts and etc. So the Sunnah was preserved by memory, and then it got passed on by writing. And that's the quick summary of the preservation of the hadith. A lot of the people who say these things, you will realize they don't know the science of hadith, how rigorous the science is, how they verify what they accept and what they don't accept. The people whose narrations are accepted and those who are rejected are known when they were born, when they died, who they sat with, their belief, their affairs is under a microscope. It's checked. Their precision in memory is tested. We all know the famous story of Imam Bukhari, how he was tested by a group of people. They came to him and they tested his memory to see how strong his memory was. It's not only him. There were many of the scholars that were tested. And they will tell you, so-and-so's memory left him at this time. They know it. They will tell you this person, he only can narrate from his papers. If he ever reads it from memory, nobody accepts it. The students put their pencils down. They don't write it. They only write it from him when he brings out his papers. And he reads from his papers or his notes. Because his memory is his notes. Or his precision is his notes. He's not precise when his notes are gone. He's not allowed to narrate from memory. Books have been written on individuals of hadith. Their reality, their names, their teachers, who they took from, what the scholars said about them. It's a rigorous work. It's not a light matter. We have Tahdhib al-Kamal by Abu al-Hajjaj al-Mizzi. We have the Taqrib, we have the Kashif, we have the Siyar Alam al-Nubala, we have books after books that have been written on the biography of individuals. Some of them, towns and cities, like Tarikh Madinat Salam by Khatib al-Baghdadi, where he talks about the scholars of Baghdad. Ibn Asakir, the scholars of Sham and Dimashq, he talks about it. We have people in particular books, like Tahdhib al-Kamal. It was originated from the Kitab al-Kamil fi Ma'rifat al-Rijal by Abdul Ghani ibn Abdul Wahid al-Maqdisi. It's only based on the 6 books of hadith, the scholars in there, where they've narrated from, whatever books they have. So Bukhari, any book of his, whether it be Khalq of Ali al-Ibad, or Adab al-Mufrad, or any ajza he's written, or his Sahih, all his narrators are in there. You can see their names, their history, everything. I can double check it. You understand? There are scholars who preserve this and took care of it. But when somebody doesn't know something, he just shows animosity towards it. مَنْ جَهِلَ شَيْئًا عَادَهُ عَادَ أَهْلَهُ. When you're ignorant of something, you hate it and you hate its people. You hate it and you hate its people. You know.